Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is me Utsav. So hey, how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing great, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do a very simple and elegant makeup by only using 6 makeup products, 6 brushes and a beauty blender. And all the products that I'm going to use in this video are under 1000 rupees, and some of them are even under 500 rupees. So if you're that girl who is always in rush, and if you're that girl who don't have that many makeup products and that much time to do your makeup, then this video is for you. And before I start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. And now, without wasting any time, let's get started. So first, I'm using this Johnson Baby moisturizer to prep her skin, and this moisturizer is really affordable. It will cost you around 350 rupees, and this moisturizer is really good if you're someone who have like really dry skin. And I'm applying good amount of it all over her face and her neck to make sure that her skin is ready for all the makeup products that I'm going to use later in this video. So this moisturizer is really good. I used this moisturizer for a really long time, but if you're someone who already have like really oily skin, then don't try this moisturizer because it's really thick and creamy and it makes your skin like really greasy. So if you're someone who have like really oily skin, then you can easily find like affordable moisturizer according to your skin type. So for foundation, I'm using this Lyon Beauty foundation, and this foundation is a really good dupe of Maybelline Superstay foundation. This foundation gives satin finish and medium to full coverage. So if you're someone who loves more coverage, then you can easily build it up. This foundation is a really buildable foundation and blends amazingly. And this foundation is also very affordable. The price of this foundation is 800 rupees. So today I'm going to use 2 shades of this foundation. I'm using a lighter shade as a foundation, and I'm going to use another shade, darker shade, as a cream contour. And I'm applying good amount of this foundation all over her face and her neck because I didn't use any color corrector, and I am like trying to hide all the discoloration that she has going on her face with the help of this foundation. So if you want to look flawless and blend your foundation in seconds, always go for a brush. There are so many foundation brushes in market, people get confused what to use and what not to use. I always go for like a dense angle brush because it just gives more coverage, it blends your foundation really quickly. And beauty blender is something that I use after I'm done with brush, because brush always leaves like strikes, and I don't want any kind of imperfections. So I just use a beauty blender after I'm done with a brush, and it makes your base look really flawless. And beauty blender is something that I really don't enjoy because it just takes a lot more time than a brush, and I use a brush to quickly blend everything. And after I'm done blending foundation with a brush, I use a beauty blender to make sure that everything is perfectly blended. So I use a brush first and then I go for a beauty blender. Now I'm using this lipstick palette from Lyon Beauty, and it's called Sealed with a Kiss, and you guys can get same palette in 2 different shades, and the price of this palette is 760 rupees. And I'm using this bright red shade all over her eyelid, and I'm also applying same shade on high points of her cheeks. And the reason why I'm using same shade on her eyelid and also on her cheeks is because I want that monochromatic look. So I'm using same shade all over her eyelid and on high points of her cheeks. And for her eyes, I'm using a small blending brush to make sure that everything is perfectly blended. And for her cheeks, I'm going to use a beauty blender. From the same palette, I'm mixing this bright red shade and maroon shade, and I'm using this same brush which I used for her eyes, and I'm applying this product only on center part of her lips to give that reverse ombre effect. So if you have never tried this reverse ombre lip, then just take up like a small fluffy eyeshadow brush, take a product in it, then first apply it in center part of your lips, because you want your center part of your lips to look darker. And when you will have like less product left on your brush, just start blending towards like outer part of your lips and you will be done with it. Now I'm using this Johnson baby powder and it's really affordable. It will cost you around 150 rupees, and I am applying it like a little bit of it all over her face and her neck because I don't want any product to melt and move. And I'm also applying it on her eyelid because I don't want that lipstick that I applied to move. So I'm applying a little bit of the product all over her face and her neck. I'm not using that much because I'm going to use liquid contour after this, so I'm not using that much of the product. To bring back all that warmth and to give some structure to her face, I'm using this Lyon Beauty foundation. This is the same foundation that I used in the beginning but in the darker shade, and I'm using this as a cream contour, and I am applying this on high points of her cheeks, jawline, forehead, and on both sides of her nose and also on her eyelid. So I just realized that I said 6 products in the beginning, but in this video in total I have used 8 products. I counted this foundation, this darker one and the lighter one, as a one product, and I also used a gloss. You will see me using a gloss in the end of this video, and it was not my plan. I was not planning to use a gloss, but I ended up using a gloss, so that's why I said 6 products. So I'm sorry for that, but you don't have to use a bronzer. You can use like if you don't have a bronzer, you can just like skip it. But if you want to use, and if you don't have a bronzer, what you can do is just take an eyeshadow palette and take a like a light brown shadow from it and use it as a bronzer, or you can use someone else's foundation which is darker for you. You can use it as a bronzer and you can like do that. And if you don't have a darker shade foundation, or if you don't have an eyeshadow palette which has light brown shadow, then you can just like skip it. And you also don't have to use a gloss. You can like, if you want to use a gloss and if you don't have a gloss, what you can do is you just like use a lip balm or petroleum jelly, or you can just like skip it. So again, I'm using this Johnson baby powder and I'm taking a lot of it. I'm taking a lot of it to bake, and I'm applying this powder on both sides of her nose, under her eyes, center part of her forehead, and I used a little bit of this powder to set the like cream contour that I applied on her eyelid because I don't want it to crease. So now for the brows, I'm using this Lyon Beauty Ultimate Brow Shaping Palette, and the price of this palette is 750 rupees. And I'm taking the darkest shade from the palette in an angled brush and I'm slightly filling in the brows. I'm not doing anything extreme, I'm not overlining, I'm just like slightly filling in the brows, and that's it. So to give some dimension to her eyes, I'm using the same dark shade from the brow palette and I'm applying it on outer part of her eyelid and also on outer part of lower lash line. Now I'm using this Focallure highlighter. It's a golden highlighter and I am applying it with the help of a eyeshadow blending brush, and I am applying it in inner part of her eyelid, high points of her face, and to open up her eyes a little bit, I'm like applying it in inner part of her lower lash line. with the help of a brush, I'm dusting off all the extra powder that was on her face, and I applied some gloss. I used O2O gloss, and off camera I applied Adriel Wispy's lashes. If you don't want to do anything, you can just like skip the lash part. You don't have to like do anything with your lash, like, to be honest, like on daily basis you don't have to wear mascara, or you don't have to curl your lash. I mean, if you don't have anything, you can just like skip the whole lash part. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it did, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends, and thank you for watching, guys.